Kia ora e te iwi and welcome to The Chew,
The Chew.
where we chew the fat off random kaupapa. Anei ahau ko Taika, māua ko Kori.
Kia ora.
And today e te iwi, we are talking about me being a Māori celebrant, eh?
Celebrant, yeah.
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 Well, I suppose the funny thing about being a celebrant is with my nan and koros and aunties and uncles, who are a bit old school, they always say, "Are you a minister, boy?" No, Nan, I'm not a minister.
Because that's kind of what it looks like to some people, eh?
Yeah.
You're just, standing at a dais doing karakia.
Because back in the day, the priests and the ministers used to do all of those,
Yeah. So, for our listeners, bro, what is a celebrant?
Yep, so a celebrant is pretty much a person that can solemnize, legally solemnize. Yeah.
Not sodomize, Spano. Solemnize.
Solemnize, I think that's the right word. Yep. Look that up in the Oxford Dictionary. Legally marry two people in New Zealand and actually in Rarotonga, I believe, too.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. So there's a bit of a process. Priests and ordained ministers can also do this as well.
Right.
It's part and parcel of them, I don't know, being a registered priest, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yep, or minister. But for anyone else, you just go through a bit of a process to apply. So you go online, you have to do like an online test, which is an open book assessment.
Oh, okay.
Yep, which is based on the laws about marrying people.
Right.
Yep. You need two references, two referees to vouch for you, a couple of support letters. I believe the bro over here did one of my support letters.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I don't know how you got through with my support letter, bro.
I didn't even pay him. Yeah. And once you put your application in online, then they'll review it. They tee up an interview. So then you're talking to the person at births, deaths and marriages. So they're the government organisation that manage celebrants. And they'll just do like a standard interview. Why are you getting into becoming a celebrant? They ask you a few questions about the laws. And then you have to do like like a practice ceremony.
Oh, as part of like the test that you do? Wow.
Yeah, the interview. So the guy gives you a bit of a script, or the girl will give you the script, and then you have to like do a perform a ceremony in front of them.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's only a portion. It's not the whole lot.
Yeah, right. But that's pretty handy, Yeah, it puts you right on the spot. But then I guess to be fair, if you're applying to be a celebrant, you are the kind of person that should be able to manage something off the cuff in a public setting, keeping professionalism. So it's probably a worthy test.
Yeah, like if you tend to struggle with someone virtually because the interview's done virtually, then potentially it might not be your thing.
Yeah, right.
Because when you're standing in front of 100 guests per se, and people have paid you to be there, that's what they're asking you to do, is get up there and perform that ceremony for them. So, that's the process to get in, and it sounds a lot harder than it actually is, to be honest.
Right.
So the collection of that information isn't that bad.
Right.
So just reaching out to friends and whānau to provide those letters and references.
Yeah.
And they give you a checklist on what you need and what should be in that information pack, I suppose.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And then after the interview, they don't tell you whether, you're going to get that registration or not.
Okay.
Yep. They go away and then, I don't know, confer with their colleagues maybe, or do some more checks on you. And then, mine was about 2 weeks later.
Oh, okay.
I got an email back saying, "Congratulations, you're a celebrant. Here's your registration number. You can now go out and marry people."
So I have got another question to follow up on that, bro. Yep. So obviously you are approaching the work as a celebrant based on, from a cultural perspective, right?
Yes.
Was there any cultural elements to your interview? Like, did they sort of ask anything in that area, or was it all just sort of generic?
Most of it was generic, but that was my angle, I suppose, or my point of difference was that it was really to, one, raise the profile of te ao Māori in this region,
Yep.
and being able to do that as a celebrant, or provide people that are coming to New Zealand, or even within New Zealand, that unique experience of having, Māori tanga within their ceremony, because there are, from my knowledge, very few in this region, down in the Queenstown Lakes, Cromwell, even Wanaka area. There are a couple that I know of, but there's not that many. So, yeah, I suppose I leaned on that to get me over that line a little bit more.
Right. And so can anyone apply to be a marriage celebrant?
Yeah, pretty much. They do a criminal check on you.
Do.
They do. So, yeah, you got to provide a police check. I'm not sure whether, even if you have convictions or anything, that, whether that goes against you too much. But, yeah, I think in this region there are about 60 odd.
Wow, really?
Yep. Last time I checked. And like I said, from my knowledge, there's only a handful that incorporate, te reo, or that are able to incorporate te reo or Māori tikanga in those ceremonies.
Right. And so, what? I had a real good question. I've forgotten it. Because I started thinking of the Māori tikanga angle, and I forgot the other thing I was thinking of.
But I suppose the main reason I got into it from the start was I've got no qualms, a bit like you, public speaking, being in that environment. So I thought a while ago that it's probably, a good learning experience, a good opportunity. I've attended quite a few weddings as a guest, and, I have seen some celebrants that, weren't that great.
Yeah.
And I thought, hey, I could probably do better than what they've done.
Yeah. I've done that too.
Yeah. And so that's when I thought, well, if I think I can do a better job, then how hard is it to get, to get in the game, become a celebrant? So that really got me going on my journey, I suppose, to become a celebrant. And then my friend was getting married about 6 months later in Whangarei.
Okay.
Yep. And he said, if you get registered as a celebrant, you can give us away, because we were going to be attending as guests anyway.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that was really the kicker for me to go out and do that mahi and get registered as a celebrant.
And so, what's the money like?
Yeah, pretty good. Like, as an independent celebrant, you can pretty much charge whatever you want, to be honest.
Whatever
you
want.
Yeah, whatever people are going to pay,
That's true.
Yeah, so for myself, friends and family, it's a koha to them. So me being at their wedding, I find that's a nice koha or gift to the couple getting married, especially if I'm going to be there as a guest or a friend anyway. But stock standard, I think the standard rate around here is about $500-600.
Okay.
Yeah, per ceremony.
Okay.
But I know people charge up to $1,500, $2,000.
Jeez.
Yeah, depending on how big it is. I know there are some people like there's a couple of ex-Shorty Street members that are registered celebrants, so they get flown around because they're celebrities.
Yeah.
To do the ceremonies, and they're probably charging around that much too.
Yeah.
If not a bit more. Yep. So yeah, if you want to charge yourself out as a koha, or be as low as $100, or up there 2,000, kia koutou, that's up to you.
And so, how much effort is required? From a first phone call, right through to finishing the ceremony. Like, how much effort are we talking about?
Yeah, so probably at the heavier end, where there's a lot of engagement, a lot of writing, a lot of back and forth, Zoom calls, meetings, rehearsals. I'd say it'll be about, at the heavier end, 40 hours worth of work. Yep. And it's different per celebrant, right? There are probably really experienced people out there.
Do it real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, do it real quick. Or they might provide other extra services that I don't provide. But as soon as someone emails me and say, "Hey, this is the date we're keen to get you on," then immediately, that mahi starts. So on average, I'd say about 20 hours a week, maybe. Yep. So that'll include all of the ceremony writing. I try and do them quite different, so they're not all. It's just not a standard template
I
use.
Template,
for each one. Because the last thing I want is, I've got this template for one couple, and then their friends have been married, and it's the same one with the different names. I don't want that against me. And then, thanks to the internet, can have those virtual Zoom calls now. Yep. And I think that's really important. If I can't meet them in person, then it's just having that online interaction. What sort of ceremony do you want? Are you really lovey-dovey? Do you want something really short and simple? Is it 200 people or is it 4? Yep. Are we on a maunga, on the mountain, or, are we in a hall or wherever? And having that kōrero with them just gives me a sense of the type of people they are.
Yeah.
And the style of ceremony they want. Yeah. Yep.
And so one of the things I know a little bit about just from having a talk to you was, especially down in this region, in the Queenstown region, you've managed to do some wedding ceremonies in some cool places.
Yeah.
So what are the kind of places you've done some marriages at?
Yep. So what's quite popular here in the Queenstown area are heli weddings. So the couple pay pretty much for everything. So we jump in a helicopter. The couple, myself, usually the photographer, and then, friends and family, depending on how rich they are. And we get flown up to some of these crazy, amazing places. In the back of Milford Sound, Remarkables, back of Wanaka, and we just find a really nice place. The chopper pilot finds us a beautiful area. We park up, pick a spot, and then, do the do. Yep, get them married. So one of the most amazing places I've been to is actually called Lake Quill. Yep.
Quill?
Yeah, Quill.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, which is at the back of Fiordland somewhere. And it's on the top of this mountain, and there's a lake actually on the top of it, and it's got this amazing waterfall which goes down to the bottom of the mountain, and I think it's one of the highest waterfalls in the southern hemisphere, maybe.
Oh wow, it looks just like this one.
Yes, that's it right there.
Oh,
yep,
cool,
amazing. Yep, right
awesome.
at the top there.
Right.
But it's like a 6-day trek if you wanted a hike there, and there's no way I'm hiking up there. Not at all. And I can't afford a chopper to go up there myself.
Yeah.
So had the opportunity to go to some of these amazing places, or even just locally. Yeah.
And so all that transport is obviously paid for by the wedding party.
Yeah, everything's included.
Yep.
So I'm getting paid to be in a chopper to go do that at these amazing places for them. So,
I mean, gee, that's enough reason just there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of the clients I've had are mostly from Australia. Yeah. Yep. Queensland. They absolutely love it over here. They love the scenery. They love the vibes. Love the people. So I'm getting hounded all the time to do weddings for our Australian whānau over there.
So, next question is about the cultural aspect to it.
Yep.
So, do you always incorporate cultural elements, or is it a decision based on what the bridal party wants?
Yeah, it's always their final decision.
Yeah.
But I'll always promote it to be in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter how big or small, even if it's just a little mihi at the start.
Yeah.
And at the end.
Yeah.
Then. Yeah, I'd usually try and promote that into that ceremony script. And they love it. I haven't come across a couple that have been like, no, we don't want any of that. Especially the Aussies. They absolutely love that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Little wakatoki, either at the end or a little bit of a tauparapara at the start.
Yeah.
And there are, hundreds out there. Karakia, for some religious whānau out there. So, yeah. And I promote anyone, especially Māori people that want to, go down this avenue to, get out there and, get involved. Yep.
Yeah, well, it's worked on me because I'm pretty keen to follow in your footsteps, bro, but maybe not this year because, my cup's quite full, but I got so close to pulling the trigger at the end of last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have to wait another year. I'm real keen, just talking about the stuff that you've done, the places you've gone, and then knowing that you're a person that can help make someone's occasion special.
Oh, yeah.
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 That's cool too.
Yeah. And I suppose that's where I find the most gratitude is, being involved in someone's, day, and it's just all about happiness and aroha.
Yeah.
Because you know what it's like when you go to a wedding.
Yeah.
It's a
It's
happy occasion.
Yeah.
It's not like a tangi or a funeral.
Yeah.
So everyone gets dolled up and glammed up.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
you get to put on your number ones too.
Yeah.
And look at every time, and everyone's happy, and they just absolutely love it. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, nice one. And so coming back to the cultural aspect of stuff.
Yeah.
So have you done many Māori themed weddings?
Yeah, not a lot, but I've done a few. Yep.
Yeah.
So there was a couple from Rotorua, who were who well and truly wanted to have a lot of Māori tikanga and te reo input into it. And the bride that I was marrying, she was fluent in te reo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Wicked.
very fluent. And what I liked about when we spoke was she wanted to acknowledge the tangata whenua.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, waitaha, ngai tahu,
Yep.
etc. So it was really important to her that I was doing a mihi to them as the manuhiri
Yeah.
on behalf of tangata whenua.
Yeah, right.
Yep. So, I put a bit of a rough one together, sent it off to her, and she added heaps of stuff she wanted me to incorporate into it.
Wow.
Too, which was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did you have trouble with any of it, bro? Was it like high level stuff, or was it pretty much the same template stuff that you were expecting?
Some of it was pretty up there, to be honest, which I really enjoyed, but manageable, manageable because I've got time to look over it and really soak it in, and really understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it can be metaphorical language, which can be really hard to sort of decipher.
Yeah.
So I did have a bit of time to wrap my head around it. But the process is I'll write it out, send them a copy to look over. They'll make adjustments, send it back, and then I'll fine tune it again, send it back, and then we just keep doing that until they give the final tick of approval, and that's what they want. Yeah.
And what? How many times would it go back and forward, like typically with a typical one?
Yeah, only a couple.
Oh yeah,
only a couple of times. Yeah, but then you might have it finalised, turn up to the rehearsal, or even that morning they're like, oh, actually we want to, we want to change this, we want to do this person wants to talk. Yeah, so bearing in mind that you got to be able to change things on the fly too.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Cool, man. It's this is real interesting, bro. Yeah, it's not something that, I mean, it's the type of thing we see, but you never really stop to consider how much effort that guy has to put into doing the whole marriage thing. Yeah. So my uncle married us. My first wife anyway. And that was an eye opener for me. So it was it was cool. He was very humorous. He added in heaps of humour, and
As we do as Māori people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was such a Māori kind of, had that Māori flavour to it from a humour perspective. But and so when you head back up north, obviously you're going to carry on doing the Celebrant thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So first and foremost, I got onto it for friends and whānau. Yep. Because weddings can be very costly, as you know. You know. So if that's a way to mitigate some of those costs by
good point.
me doing it, then more than happy. But also, it can be a little bit of a wee earner too. I'm not saying I'm buying mansions because I'm a celebrant. Absolutely not. But it's nice to have that skill there if you need to lean on it.
So if you I'm not sure if you can answer this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So if you had the time to be a celebrant full time, how many a week would you expect that you could get through?
Yeah, I think it starts off with the region you live in. So if you live in a region where people want to get married, or there are a lot of people, so for example, Queenstown's just the mecca for people getting married, and probably like the Mount or all those nice summer places. Or even in the city, then you could easily be doing 4 or 5, probably even more than that.
A week?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Depends on the days. So obviously, Friday, Saturday, Sunday are usually the most the days
sought after.
Sought after days. And you definitely can't be doing more than 2 on one day for obvious reasons. But then if people want to get married, and it's being more common now that people are wanting to do it midweek because the venues are available, they're a lot cheaper. Then like let's say a Monday, you're doing one, you might do a couple on a Wednesday, one on a Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you might have 1 or 2 over that weekend period if the weather's good. But you've got to build in contingency if there's bad weather and then that wedding needs to move.
So for contingencies, do you still get paid for any of that, or is it a case of going, well, I know you did a bunch of work and we're supposed to do it here, but we're moving it here. Do you still get any kind of compensation for wasted effort or whatever you want to call it?
Generally speaking, if you've done all the work, like you've got the script set, you've got the legal documents that they need to sign, so that's probably the most important. You have the two legal documents that they need to sign. You've got all that ready to go, and then the wedding gets moved for whatever reason from the Saturday to, let's say, the Monday or the Sunday, and you can't do those days for whatever reason, and another celebrant has to do it. Usually you just split the fee. 50-50. Yep. And it's usually the most fairest way to do it. Yeah. So that can occur, you're having rain delays or it's moving for whatever reason, and you're unable to do it. And it depends on certain celebrants' contracts, whether the celebrant has to find another one or whether the wedding planners will find or have one on backup.
Right.
Yeah. So it's case-by-case basis.
Of course, cool.
Yeah.
Another question. I don't know how honest you'll want to be about this one, bro, but any bad experiences?
I suppose if any of the experiences are bad, it's not during the ceremony.
Yeah, right.
Yep. It could be that you're not getting as much engagement back from the couple you're trying to email. So one couple I was emailing profusely to make sure the script was correct, they were happy with it, and I didn't hear back from them till like the day before the wedding, and then they wanted to make lots of changes. But like on the day, not everything will go to plan. Stock standard, Right. And I always say that to couples is, the weddings you see on TV that's absolutely perfect, like that's very rare. Like usually there's, it's going to be later than usual, or the weather doesn't play ball, or someone's makeup's running, or the groom's bawling his eyes out and can't control himself. Yeah, or you're on a maunga and it's really freezing, so then you've got to stop halfway to warm each other up. Because when you're on the maunga in winter,
Yeah.
and I've got barely anything on.
Of course.
Yeah, I've got a 3-piece suit, so I'm warm. Yeah, but the poor old ladies are standing up there half naked with not much on. Then, you might have to stop 10 minutes in and go, you're shivering. We're not going to get to the end. You'll probably pass out. So let's stop, warm you up, come back, and then continue.
Jeez.
Yep. So, like I said, doing these things on the fly, you just got to, have really good skills to be able to read the room and then, change tact accordingly.
I'm interested that if you have something written in your script, bro.
Yeah.
Or is this just in the movies? The old. If anyone thinks that these two should not be married, then please say something now or forever hold your peace.
That's only in the movies. Yeah, I get asked that question all the time, usually from Māori couples. Yeah.
Why? Because they're worried about old cousin Sandy turning up to the wedding. Oh, cracker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I always wondered if that was true or not, eh? Yeah.
Like, if they want to put it in for a laugh, they can, but usually not. Yeah, I had one couple ask, and she was like, yeah, just in case. I was like, nah. I was like, what, do you want it in? She was like, no. I was like, nah. Nah, it ain't going in.
Yeah, because Māori, bro, we'd probably play on that one. If it's like a family wedding, if it's like whānau and the uncles are there, as soon as they ask that question, there's going to be an uncle going, wait.
Oh, actually.
Yeah, they'll do the old, wait. I need another beer.
Oh, man. And actually, a couple of weddings, and I won't go into too much detail here, actually, is with a lot of these Australian weddings that come over, no one touches the alcohol till it's the celebration time at the end.
What do you mean? Is that a rule?
Oh, usually,
Yeah.
I think it's just custom and practice, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Really?
But,
okay.
Yeah, but at a lot of like New Zealand weddings or even Māori weddings.
Oh, they're cracking early, eh?
So as soon as the guests are walking into that venue, so they're looking around for the fridge and then straight up. Yeah.
Looking a bit nervous here, bro.
Yeah. But it's funny because most of the guys are like just picking themselves, really nervous and
crack up.
Yeah. So as a celebrant, you're always there to just, you're
calm
okay.
down.
Don't worry about it. Everything's gonna go sweet,
So what are they worried about though? Is it just nerves, or are they over-analysing something, or?
Yeah, I think most of the time it's because they're on show. In front of their whānau, which is a big thing for a lot of people.
Kiwi males, don't like that whole spotlight thing.
Nah. So that's most of the time.
Except for you and I, bro. We're okay with it.
Yeah, bring it on. Bring it on. Arrowtown Dad and Queenstown Māori Celebrant.
No, that's boring, bro. You can come up with a better one than that.
And the chew.
It's got to have tuna. You got to have tuna in your name, bro. Tuna nui.
I like that. Or maybe like talking about our TikTok before.
Yeah.
For a TikTok name.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Maybe that's my new TikTok name, Tuna Nui.
Yeah, Tuna Nui. That's a good one, bro.
But I might go to the Whakatipu and people are like peering over. Just hey.
Someone comes up to you at the urinal. Hey, ain't you that fella Tuna Nui? Crack up. Yeah.
But the crazy thing about being a celebrant is there are only 2 legal pieces that you need to do. Only 2.
What do you mean? Things that you have to say or perform?
Yep. So the first one is signing the paperwork. Yep.
Yeah.
So there are 2 documents that the couple, celebrant, 2 witnesses have to sign.
Yeah.
Yep. So as long as those 2 documents are signed by those people, and the second one is that the couples have to explicitly say to each other, "I tuna nui take you tuna iti to be my husband or wife," or something along those lines, and they both have to actually say 1 their full names and 2 say it to each other.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's a legal requirement.
Legal requirement.
Wow.
So if you do those 2 things,
Yeah.
that can pretty
Done.
much be your wedding.
Wow.
So like the rings, the
old,
vows.
you may kiss the bride.
Yeah.
Don't even have to.
Nah, like that's just all fluff or custom and practice, I suppose.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So you don't need to do any of that if they don't want. Yeah. At all.
Crack up.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't know that. So for a lot of Māori whānau out there, and hey, I just want to tell our listeners, I am not the expert in being a celebrant.
Close
okay?
enough, bro. Close enough.
That if they want to add a lot more Māoritanga in their ceremony, then they can, however they want. If they want to do a full pōwhiri, as long as they sign the paperwork and say those 2 things, they can do it however they want. Yep. Could be like a big whai kōrero going on, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. Because I know...
Tohe.
Yeah, a debate, a whawhai, whatever you want. Because I know a lot of Māori people out there struggle to follow that custom and practice.
Yeah, the colonised sort of way
Yep.
of doing things.
Yep, which may have spanned from the UK or US or wherever, where they'd like to follow their own practices more, whether that's religious, cultural, or just whatever their beliefs are.
Yeah, right.
They can do that however they want. If they want to headbutt each other instead of kiss, elbows, knuckles.
Do the old, what do the Greeks do? They like...
Oh, smash the plates?
Yeah, they smash plates, eh? Yeah.
Whoppa.
And then the ones that wrap a glass and fucking and a handkerchief and stand on it.
Yep.
It's like some weird stuff, eh?
Yeah. So it's for the couples that are looking to get married, it's whatever you want.
In New Zealand, it's a teaspoon scoop of a kina. We all know that sound, eh, whānau? Yeah.
Or maybe the passing of the tuna. Did you bone that properly?
Yeah, the boning of the tuna.
But outside of that, like I say, I always promote anyone that wants to get into the game that's confident, can change things on the fly, that love public speaking or just want to try and just get into it, get out there. Births, Deaths and Marriages website is where you'll find all the information and just get out there and do it, especially for a lot of Polynesian, not even just Māori people, Polynesian people, we are a minority in this industry, so...
Yeah, right.
Get out there and get involved.
Yeah, should absolutely.
Yeah.
So many of our people are well suited to being funny when they do their public speaking.
Yeah. And a lot of people that are well versed in whai kōrero too.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That's way harder than, having to be a celebrant.
Than be a celebrant. Just getting up on the pai at any old small hui is like a bigger thing than 1,000 people at a wedding.
Yeah.
Awesome, bro. Far out.
So, if you want any information and you want to come to me personally, drop us a comment, and then, hopefully I can reach back out and help you on your journey to become a celebrant if you want to get out there and do it. Just not in the Waverley Whanganui area, because I'm going to be out there planting my seed around there and trying to get there.
Planting your seed, bro.
Planting the tuna out around there.
Well, I just want to give you a big mihi for today's hōtaka, bro, for today's program.
Yep.
That's awesome. Awesome. Like, really detailed, interesting.
Yep.
Like, we've already had a bit of a chat, but I still got heaps of new stuff out of this kōrero. So, makes me keen to go and do it myself in about a year's time.
Yeah.
And, and marry off some of my whānau who never get married.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So, yeah, I'll throw back to you to wrap us up, bro. And
Cool.
Yeah, thanks.
Cool. Well, I've got to hit you back a support letter too for sorting me out.
Oh yeah, you do.
So you got that in
Right
the bag.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing, as soon as your whānau know, then they'll all be emailing you. Yeah. But other than that, whānau, subscribe, share with your whānau, comment, and we'll catch you next time on The Chew. Mā te wā.
Mā te wā.